Hello, citizens of YouTube. This is the Geeky Nerd here, and today we're going to be talking about the benefit or downside of owning 22 conversions for your existing guns. But before I begin, I'd like to send a big thank you out to everyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed. I always appreciate it and always enjoy talking to you guys. But if you're new here to the channel, welcome. And if you enjoy this video, enjoy this type of content, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. So with the PR out the way, let's get into it. This, which you see in front of me, is my CZ75 Cold War Commemorative Edition, third batch, and my CZ Cadet 2 22 conversion for CZ75. I have reviews on the channel for each one of these, so go check them out if you like. But again, the topic of this video is having 22 conversions for your pistols. Benefits, downsides. Well, first, I would say a good benefit is, well, for these, you can keep your manual of arms. So both these are, I'm saying both of these guns. This is not a gun. But safety check, nothing there, nothing there. We're good to go. So is you get to keep your same manual of arms, like I was saying. So your magazine release is going to be the same place. Your trigger is going to be the same. Safety is going to be the same. Slide release is going to be the same. Hammer is going to be the same. The only thing different is changing is the action. And so when you get a 22 conversion like that, one, you're able to keep that manual of arms, keep that just same muscle memory, so you don't need to relearn a whole gun all over. Because while, yes, you can practice the fundamentals, the basics with a 22 caliber gun, just standard, if you keep the same make and model of what you're used to or what you're expecting to use, then you're going to just have a more proficiency. That way, when it comes to the bigger caliber, and I say bigger caliber from a 9 to a 22, or 22 to 9, reverse that, flip it, you know what I mean. You're going to just have a better time, because then you already have the fundamentals, because you're not wasting your time, money, energy on that big caliber. And that's kind of my second piece here, is you're able to shoot more cost effectively on the gun that you're wanting to use, or the gun that you have at your disposal, without incurring the additional cost. So because you're able to use 9 or 22, keep doing it, because you're able to use 22 as opposed to 9, you're able to get, whatever, 20, 30, 40 times more rounds for the same price as you would in 9. The third benefit, and this is kind of for a capitalist reason, is 22 conversions. They are generally not as popular as just the standard 22 guns, because most people don't know what they are, or some people don't even know they're out there. So you'll get you'll get people who just buy a CZ75, but in 22, just the whole gun. However, these little conversion kits, because they're kind of not known, I'm sure some of you guys out there right now are drooling over the CZ Cadet 2 here, and that's because they're discontinued. And that part of that upside is that because I bought this, I think I paid $350 for it, not too long ago, about 3-4 years ago. It has now skyrocketed because they've discontinued it, and now people want these for their CZs, again, to keep that manual of arms. So I saw some of these going crackpot prices on Gunbroker for like $800 to $1,000 just for this. So it's a good upside. Again, it's capitalist reason, but hell, why the hell not, right? With that being said, that kind of leads me to the downsides of these, is that first and foremost, you're putting additional wear and tear on your gun. Now, guns are made to be used, and the gun's likely going to outlast you for the most part. I mean, you can see milsurps that have X amount of rounds fired through them, have seen X amount of years, and they're still kicking around. And so I wouldn't worry about that too much. However, it is something to take consideration. Since you are, in this case, the CZ here, like you're using your hammer spring, your trigger spring, your magazine release, what have you, you're putting more wear and tear on that gun, but you're putting less wear and tear on the barrels, which of course is a nice thing. But that more wear and tear will eventually add up, and you will need to incur additional costs. So you're running one gun twice as hard, if that makes sense. But especially when you're doing a 22 conversion, I doubt it's going to be beating it up that much. So that's kind of a downside, kind of a half downside, I guess you'd say. Second downside, kind of go with the third upside, is that if you really want one of these, in this case, you can't find them. And if you do, you're going to have to pay out the nose through it. So depends on how much it means to you. If you get in early or you find a platform you really like and you do say, hey, I want to do that 22 conversion because I really like this platform, it's going to work out wonders for you. So it's beneficial to those that are early in the game, but just disadvantageous to those that are late in the game. And the final downside, I'll say, to having 22 conversions is of course beyond the twice to maintain, is that you are getting more training time, but you're not getting more training time with the caliber that you're anticipating. So what I mean by that is, yes, you're getting working on more fundamentals. Yes, you're able to work on accuracy, trigger control, etc., etc. However, the one thing that will still get you that you need to break out of is recoil impulse. So if you're going to a 22 conversion, and again, this goes for a 40, a 45, all this. Until you learn to control that trigger impulse, it doesn't matter how much fundamentals you have on your 22 and how in and out you know your gun. You're just not going to have it because you're not exposed to it. You have to expose yourself to it in order to be accustomed to it. So that's kind of a downside. But again, fundamentals will go a far way. So I consider that almost a wash between the two. But your mileage may vary. You may be just excellent on that, and you're recoil agnostic. So in which case, more power to you, brother or sister, whoever you are. And yeah, that's kind of my take on 22 conversion. Now, again, I love mine. The CZ, this one has kind of went back and forth. And again, reviews on both of these on the channel here, so check them out. But I've gone back and forth. I'm like, oh, do I want to sell it? Because again, this could fund some plenty of other gun purchases. However, the one thing that has kept me coming back more than anything, especially with this gun, and this is, I'm not going to say as a pro or con, it's just something I've noticed. If you stuck around this long in the video, I appreciate it, so you'll get the little secret tip and trick, is that with a heavy gun like this, like an when you put this 22 on here, the weight, right, like it is the most flattest shooter, easiest to shoot out of all the 22s I own. My Browning Buckmark works nice, but it's still very light and thin. But when you put it on here, it's a more significant gun. So you just really don't know it. It's just it's a dream to shoot, which is why I've always had a hard time selling it, because it just pops off the rounds real quick and easy. So yeah, that's kind of my general take on these 22 conversions, and they make it for ARs, they make it for everything. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are, of course, envious of the CZ Cadet 2, or if you guys have your own 22 conversions and what you guys think of my take here. But again, appreciate you guys watching. Hope everyone's having a wonderful, awesome, fantastic day. If you like this video, please consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you guys.